Okay guys, I want to give you a quick looky here. I got my top head off. Not a big deal, 4 bolts. Of course, had to take the tank, all that off, which I knew. So the top of it and the inside of it does not look bad at all. There's some carbon in there, and if I push this down a little bit, those the cylinder looks great. Matter you can even still see some of the cross hatching on it. So all I'm going to do is take a little WD-40 down here and a Scotch, non-scratch pad. Clean up the carbon. This is a copper ring which should pop out of there. I've got new copper rings that'll go in. Today we got a heat wave. It actually got up to 55 here in Indiana. So I painted, this one had a broken fin, if you remember. I've already loosened this one. But I got a new set of heads that I got off of eBay. I cleaned them up really good. Used a little pinstriping on the fins and spray painted them a semi-gloss black with engine paint. Make sure you use engine paint. So they're in by the fire right now, keeping warm and curing. It's only been about an hour, but thankfully I was able to turn my heater on in here, got it up to 65, and I sprayed them. You guys have watched me do all that before, but I got a few minutes before dinner time here, so I thought I'd try to get this carbon off of here. Okay, and here's a quick after shot with all that carbon removed. You can even read the top of the head. You can see the arrow there. This is original. This has got to be the diameter. And I just used WD-40. I think it was the Humble Mechanic. Clean them like this. We used a blue or green Scotch-Brite, something that's non-scratching. And then use your lint-free blue cloths to clean it out and keep any gunk from falling down in there. And then what I'll do is I'll cover this with paper towel and spritz it with WD-40 just to keep all the contaminants and stuff out. And then I'll take off the other head and do the same to that. But since I've got us on a zoom here, we'll just take one more look in that cylinder. And get down here where you see the ports. Obviously the manifold and everything over there is going to be all gunky and carbony. But that cylinder looks great. I could pull out my, I might do that later, calipers and measure in a couple places, make sure it's in spec, but I'm 100% sure that it is. But I'll double check just because I'm here. So. Okay, and here's the other head. Get over on the other side. Does not look bad at all. Which again, it really surprises me. I thought this engine would look a lot worse. And the underside of that top head, and this one's perfectly good, so I'll probably put it up on eBay. A little bit of carbon at the top, but nothing bad at all. So we'll start to clean that side up. Okay guys, just to give you another look. Cleans up real nice. You can see the arrows that point towards the front of the engine so your pistons go in the right way. Of course, we're not building the engine or tearing it down that far. I did take the compression or the Kickstarter and move this all the way down to the bottom and back up to the top. And again, the cylinders look great. The inside of the cylinder wall there. As soon as my new heads, which I painted, are ready to go, I've got new crush rings. So these are one use. This is what was on there. So they'll get pitched. But maybe tomorrow, the day after, depending on the weather, I'll put the crush rings down, put the new heads on, and then start tightening the bolts and get them back down to specs. So in the meantime, I'll do just like I did on the other cylinder. I'll put a paper towel over it, spray it with WD-40 so no contaminants or anything get in there. These are lint-free, excuse me, blue ones. And basically you clean this thing until, you know, when you wipe it, you're not getting any, you know, dirt or residue off. You don't see any more big black chunks on there. And if I were replacing these heads, or keeping the heads rather, I would do the same thing in here. And like I said, these were not bad. I expected a lot worse, because I kind of figured somebody had been out in the cornfield, you know, popping wheelies and climbing mountains with this thing. But not a lot of carbon buildup in there. When I put them back together, I'll probably put a little Marble Mystery Oil around the cylinders, that kind of stuff, just so when it starts back up, it's not dry, obviously. But in the next day or two, we'll have these heads back on. I'll be ready to put the tank back on and get her back to where the pictures were that I showed you previously. Okay guys, it is head day. So, got my newly painted heads. Went ahead and just put in figure tight spark plugs. It's just easier that way. I'm going to remove the cleaning. If you remember, I did. Well, I'll remove the towels. I'll put on the new copper rings. Just kind of hand tighten the 4 bolts on each side until I get everything lined up and in there on both sides. And then you go around and you torque those bolts at 15 foot-pounds or 180 inch-pounds for the specs, and you'll tighten them in a star manner. So front left, bottom right, you know, back like this until you get them all torqued down so that that head is sandwiched on there evenly, and it presses that new copper washer. I'll use a little Marble Mystery Oil to put some lube on the top of the cylinder, and then I'll push the cylinders up and down, put some around the walls. Before I do that, I'll take some air and just blow it out real good. Make sure I get out anything that could possibly be in there so it doesn't score the cylinder walls in the future. So that's where we're at, and we'll try to get this done relatively quick. It's like 10 degrees out here. Okay guys, I got these on here. They're just hand tight. If you can see in there, the little copper ring. So you want to go around and make sure that that copper ring is in place. It didn't slip out on you or something. That looks really good. I also, on the head bolts, I just put a little Loctite down in them because we're going to torque these down here. So you want to make sure those are down and they stay tight. Okay, and there we go. Easy breezy lemon squeezy. Just go around and do a star pattern with your torque wrench till you get these down and it clicks for you. This one in the back is really tight. You kind of have to go in at this angle, and you only get about a quarter of a turn, but you can work your way through it, and your socket set might be different. See everything is mashed. these are solid. They're on there real good. Might give these just a quarter of a turn for the spark plugs and put the spark plug wires on there. But there you go. The heads are replaced with the new replacement ones. I'm going to go today and get I'm redoing my throttle cable. It was a little too long, so I got to get a ferrule for the end of it. So I'm just going to take it over to Hoy Cycle, and they're going to fix me up here. But no more broken fin on the rd350. Nice simple repair. Good thing to do when it's freezing outside, because you can do most of that work on the inside. And it took me 20 minutes out here. Not a lot involved. The marble mystery oil, I just took my finger in there about 4 or 5 times and got some out. Went around the edges and the top of the cylinder head. Pumped it down, pumped it back. I did blow out the cylinders before I started with the oil, just to make sure I wasn't putting in any new grit or anything, or gloves, just to keep everything clean. Pretty happy with it. So we'll get our throttle cables in there, which I think is going to help my carbs quite a bit, because the cables were too long. So I did a little bit of work on that. I switched back to some of the old cables that were still in really good shape, that go from the carb to this little 3-way connector. And then I'm shortening my throttle cable just a little bit. I'll show you when I got it all done. But that's the major thing. I've also got the headlight inside. My new rim came. So I'm putting it on. The rim's just beautiful. And I'll just plug that in, and there's, I think, one screw that holds it all together. And I'm actually not sure if I have the screw, but we'll find something that works here. So, pretty soon we'll be starting this up again and tuning once I feel that my throttle play, once I get the cable in there, I can adjust my throttle play and make sure that it's all within tolerances. There's only supposed to be like a millimeter of play down here by the carbs where the cable comes in, and that was way out of spec. I had like 3, and that's what made me switch some of the cables out to get it back in spec. Once we get that all adjusted, then it should fire up real easy with just a little bit of choke. I can sync the carbs and tune this puppy up, and she'll be ready to hit the road. I do need to look at the petcock still over here, so I might do that this weekend. Take the tank in and take that petcock off, because it's still leaking, just a drop or 2. And I might just need to get some new screws for that face plate where this twists. Some of those screws, I think those are original screws, and they may be stretched a little bit. So something I can get at the hardware store. But I'll test that out real good before I put it back on and put gas on it like I had last time. So that's where we're at for right now, guys.